in the other way. I mean, 6 days to go, 5 days to go, 4 days, and on the last day I would be really in a very, very bad mood because we have to pack up and we have to leave. And of course, you all know how the trip back to Bombay is. So one day I was in that sulky mood, and then Don comes to me, Don Steven. He was sitting down. He says, "Hey, Jal, what's the matter?" Just living today. So Don said that, listen, one day I was in the same mood when Baba had called me to stay with him in Guru Prasad, in Melazar for 7 days. And on the last day I was really, I was not feeling well, I had a long place and Baba immediately asked me, when he went for the farewell darshan. So, what is it, Don? I said, no, Baba, nothing. I know, you are living today. Yes, Baba. But then Baba said you should never ever be in that kind of a mood because you are taking me to all the outside world. So always feel very happy that you have got me now and you are going to give Baba, that's me, to others in this world. So that is why, let's be some happy incidents. Kitty, I think, Baba has made you to take part for other instances also. Am I right?
I'm telling about the train.
Shall I?
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Come on, you start.
No, go ahead. Tell about that. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Baba. Oh, that will come after. All right. Jal wants me to relate this train journey. Okay. It was in Guru Prasad we had Baba's darshan, and we were all office workers, so we had to go early. We had to leave early, so we took the train, the Pune Bombay train, and we were traveling. And
Dr. Merwal.
Dr. Merwal, you and myself, we three were there sitting on the. Well, if I was sitting down, where were you also?
Yeah, I will tell you what happened. It was something like this, that because of the Russian train, Merwal and I really wanted to get Katie a good seat, So we ran and got her a seat. But as you know, in third class at that time, there was such a big rush that, we could hardly manage ourselves to get any seat. So Katie was sitting opposite to we two. We had just managed. Merwan sat down one as he took the reservation, as that it is reserved, And then because there was such a rush of people, we sat down together, just making ourselves, squeezing ourselves, and of course, at that time on one bench, which is supposed to hold 4 seats,
There were 8 people.
So naturally we have to do that. Alright. The train starts exactly on time. We were very happy that we will be reaching home by good time. It was alright, for a couple of hours, till Kalyan, which is only 30 miles away from Bombay. And then we find that there is a lady with her little one sleeping on the upper berth.
Yeah, and the seats were with slats.
Yeah.
No cushion there.
No cushion at that time. It was just,
wooden slats.
All right. All of a sudden, the child started crying and crying and crying, and the mother was not able to, do anything. And she was getting so naughty. And in between all this noise from the other passengers and this child crying out, it was something like hell, In the meantime, the mother, because the child was not listening to her, smacked her left and right, on the bottom of the floor. And Katie just turns and tells me, she started asking her, is it raining outside? because the child was this child breed.
And it came all down. And I was saying, because our compartment sometimes when it rains it leaks. So I asked her, this is raining also. And then, of course, I had to have a bath, of course.
I think, Baba made a big bath.
Yeah. I will tell something else funny. Well, I haven't told you about my goodbye Baba stories. No. When Baba sent me to Bombay in the new life, that's a story in itself how I came involved. But when I was in Bombay and I was working in the Japanese consulate, somehow, I don't know, I kept on falling down everywhere. I'd miss a step, roll down the stairs. I'd miss the threshold, I'd jump over it. I'd fall in the bus. I'd fall on platforms. I fell everywhere. And when I came to Baba for my vacation and holidays to Baba, Baba would always ask me, anything funny happened? And I would relate to Baba how I fell down in the bus one day. It was pouring rain, Baba. And I was getting ready to put on my cape because it was just pouring by buckets outside. And I said, my bus stop is still a little further, I'll be ready. I was tying a knot, and suddenly that driver put on the brakes, I don't know, for something, somebody came in the way or something. And I was unprepared, my both hands were here, and my two legs just flew out in the air and died. And I'm right down in the middle of all these people sitting there. I felt so bad, and everybody's looking down at me. Luckily, all these umbrellas and raincoats, they were there. Luckily, nothing got in my eye. But I used to carry my lunch, which was bananas and oranges and things like that. And that all flew out of my hand. Somebody landed with a banana, somebody got an orange, somebody got an apple in their hand. And I feel so bad. I'm just trying to pick myself up. Everybody's concerned. Did you get hurt? Did you get hurt? I said, it's all right, it's all right. I was so embarrassed. And I'm filled with dirt because everybody had come in with dirty feet and all that. But luckily I had my raincoat on. And I quickly collected my things. Somebody said, Adam, is this your banana? And yes, thank you. Is this your apple here? Yes, thank you. I just push it. And when the bus stopped, I was so embarrassed. So I went to the office and I stood under the shower with my raincoat and all. And, so yeah, that's another bath. And I would relate to Baba all these times I would fall down. And so when Baba came to Bombay in 1952, he asked me again. He said, "Do you still fall?" I said, "Yes, Baba." He said, "Why do you fall?" I said, "I don't know, Baba. I see a banana skin on the road." And I tell myself, now don't step on that, Katie, there's a banana peel, you skip. And do you know what? I would put my foot on it and go sliding down. And I say, how could I do that? When I see, I tell myself, Katie, mind that banana peel, and I still step on it, and I fall. I fall in the midst of all this public walking on the roads, and I feel so bad, and I quickly pick myself up. Luckily, I didn't break any bones with all my falls. So, I told Baba this, and Baba said, I don't understand why you fall. Don't you look down or something? Baba, I see everything. I mind the threshold, I look out for the steps, but I don't know what happened, Baba. I remember once our Prime Minister Nehru, our office was situated on a main road where all these dignitaries would cross, and we girls in the office would get very excited. We would want to cheer our leaders and any great personalities passing through. So we just didn't bother to ask our bosses. We hear the police sirens and we knew they were coming through. So we just jump out of our seats, run across on the road, and wave out to them, all excited, and we greet them all. And so once Nehru was passing, and everybody says, "Kitty, run, come on, Nehru's going." So I had on new shoes, and my office floor was very polished. So I tried to dash out. Somehow I skidded and dashed into that board. I dashed so hard I cut my skin here. My ear was swollen like that. My cheek was swollen. I was bleeding here, and I sprawled on the floor. So one of our colleagues comes and says, "Irani Sam, what are you doing on the floor?" I said, "What do you think I'm doing?" I said, "Pick me up. I can't get up." So he hauled me up. And I said, "I fell down. Can't you see that?" Oh. And then I went and asked my boss, and I said, "Sir, I got a throbbing headache. I just fell down." And I showed him my cheek and all that. It was all red. "Can I go home, please? I'm not feeling too well." He said, "Sir, there's only 1 hour left. Why do you want to go home? You can go at your usual time." The Japanese. So Baba, when he asked me that, I said, "Yes, Baba, I still fall." So he said, "Now next time you fall, send me a telegram." This is a telegram. And I thought to myself, now while he's telling me this, my mind works so fast. Send a telegram. Goodness. I had to leave the office, run to the telegraph office, which is so many miles away, stand in the queue for the telegram, send the telegram to Baba, catch the bus again, run to the office, and it'll be 2 hours by the time I return. And how am I going to tell my bosses? I have to send a telegram because I fell down. All this is going so fast in my mind. I don't know how my mind is. It ran so fast, and Baba's still standing before me and he's telling me. So Baba then looks at me and he says, "No, I don't think the telegram is not practical." he must have read me. So he says, "Best will be telegrams too much," he says. "Every time you fall down, just say loudly, 'Goodbye, Baba,' and I will hear you in Merazar, and I know Kitty has fallen down." He said, "But remember, you must say goodbye, Baba." I said, "Yes, Baba." And then I did fall a little less after Baba told me this, but I still kept on falling. I remember once crossing, I got out from the railway train and I was crossing the platform and I entered a bazaar where these women were selling all vegetables, all laid out. And anything rotten they would throw on the street, you see, without looking, green chilies and anything. So I was passing through that lane and I was very careful because I saw all these leaves, cabbage leaves, this leaf, that. I said, no, I have to be very careful, treading my way very softly. But I missed a little green chili. And I skipped, I put my foot on that green chili and whoosh, right in the bazaar, right on my paw. And everybody, all these women vendors were saying, "Oh, your poor dear, she fell down." In the Marathi language, "Oh, bichari, poor liga. And I said, "It's due to you." I said, "Chili, everything. I fell on your chili," I said. And they said, no, but I said, "Yes, it's your chili." And that's made me fall. I picked on myself and went to it. Well, so too many falls. Yeah, the cactus was very bad. Now, where I lived with Annavas, that lane leading to the house had a big cactus, a row of cacti, nice big prickly cacti with long thorns, and they put their border there, because cars drove into their yard and all that, so they made it a demarcation line for themselves. And the lane was quite narrow. Now there was plenty of rain that day, and there were potholes which were flooded. Now these taxi people in Bombay are horrible creatures. They're creatures, they're not humans. They know what? They enjoy seeing girls walking on the road, and wherever there's a puddle, they especially go fast and splash them. So I saw, and as I was going up to my house, I saw a taxi coming in full speed, and I saw this, and I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to be splashed. No, no, no." So there was a little wall, and behind it that cactus. So I'm trying to back in, so that he shouldn't splash me. And he passed all the same, he splashed me, but as I'm backing, I fall over. I fell right over onto the cactus. Into the cactus, sitting on the cactus. I'm stuck. I'm stuck there. And, another window was right across, and I couldn't even call out. There's not a soul around to pick me up because I can't get up. I'm wedged. My feet are out that wall. I'm inside the cactus, and I say, one vendor was passing, and he stood there looking at me. He couldn't understand what I was doing there. He kept on staring at me. So I looked at him and I said, "What do you want?"
The simple reason he saw her, and because he thought that she was in some kind of a trap.
I'm in torture there. This cacti needles are right in me. And he's just staring at me. I said, "Go away." I said, "What are you standing there for?" I wanted to get up, and I didn't want anyone there with me. So I just took Baba's name. I said, "Oh, Baba." And with great difficulty, you have no idea how I got up, but I just hauled myself out, and I couldn't walk. I went home, Anna was waiting for me. She said, "Kitty, you're late, what happened?" I said, "Anna, don't ask me anything. You can please go, do what you like, but I'm in torture. Please, somebody pull out the needles." And I remember Eric's sister Manu was there. I took her in the bathroom and I said, "Please pull out all what you see," and she pulled out all the stones. And I was bleeding everywhere. I had to tell Baba all this, and Mera and Baba, and they would all enjoy it. Somehow all my falls and all my episodes, misadventures, would make everybody laugh. I don't know why, because I did them all in a very funny way. And people who would help me also, they started laughing instead of helping me out. Now, a funny incident happened in England also, I was in Richmond Castle, and we saw the whole castle. Then we said, we'll visit Henry VIII's kitchen, where they say how they ate and how they cooked. So the whole castle, the flooring was all cobbles, and the cobbles with age had separated and become a little wider. And I'm on the wheelchair, wheeled by Marion Saunders. So we are going through that. We have a guide with us, and he's leading us this way, that way. Suddenly, the two wheels in the back got stuck in the groove of those cobbles. And Marion tried to push, and I flew out like a plum pudding. I just flew out, literally flew out, because I was unaware. And suddenly when she pushed, I just flew like this, and on my knees, I fell like that on the cobbles, and I hurt my knees and everything. I went bang, and Marion couldn't contain herself. Poor dear, she's just giggling away. She's laughing because it was such a funny sight. And the poor man who was, the guide who was there, he couldn't understand. He tried to keep a very straight face. And he tried to be he thought the poor lady's fallen down, the lady's laughing up there. And he tried to give me a hand. And the man was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Katie, but I can't help laughing." And then the man and Lisa, they pulled me up. I said, "Katie, are you all right?" I said, "Yes, I'm all right. But what happened?" She said, "The wheels got stuck." And she said it was a very funny sight. I've never seen anybody fly up like this. So, for that time, Baba told me to say goodbye, Baba. So when I fell, I shouted, "Goodbye, Baba." I don't know what that man must have done. and then now I go to Japan in 1970. I'm in Japan, invited by the government of Japan, treated like a very VIP person. The limousine coming to fetch you, taken to the foreign office, taken here, taken there. Yeah, we were treated very royally. And Dolly and Jal had also been. So, well, I'm up there. It's my last day in Japan now. And of course, they wanted to take me to the best hotel. The Imperial Palace Hotel is one of the most posh hotels there, and they wanted to take me for dinner there. And there was a little cabaret or something, so two of my bosses came along and they picked me up from the hotel. And I put on my best silk sari, the lovely red silk sari with gold, and I put on my new sandals, mind you, new sandals also. And I'm dressed up, yeah, befitting the Imperial Palace Hotel. And they come and fetch me, and we get down at the entrance. And the Japanese, you know, always the men, they must walk ahead and the woman must follow. So they did the same thing to me there. These two would walk ahead and I had to follow them, which I didn't like. So I would tell them, you know, we don't do this. I don't like this. We just walk together. But they didn't like the idea. The woman must trail behind. All right. So now we come down and we enter the foyer, which is so beautiful. The floors are so highly polished. I could see my reflection in it, you know. It was like a mirror. And these big velvet curtains, red curtains, tasseled with gold bands and things like that. Huge pots of copper pots with palms and this, and it was so elegant and so beautiful. So these two are walking ahead in the foyer. I'm admiring everything. I just don't know what happened. I just don't know till this day what happened. But suddenly, the 2 feet flew out. I'm on my sari, and the silk sari and the wooden floor. You know, I didn't stop there. I didn't fall asleep. I'm sliding. And I couldn't get up. There was no bounce thing for me to pick myself up because I keep on sliding. And there the floor thrown out, and I said goodbye, Baba. And I look around very quickly to see if anybody else has seen me. And I say, thank goodness there's not a soul around. And then these two gentlemen suddenly realize there's no pickback behind. And they turn around. Irani sir, what are you doing here? I slipped and I fell. Oh, they both come. Are you hurt, Miss Irani? No, I'm not. Thank you. Will you please pick me up? They picked me up. To put my sari in order and everything. And I said, Baba, now I'm entering the dining hall. If this floor is like that, what is that floor going to be like? And Baba, if I fall there, all these tables laden with crockery, I'm going to just pull those tables off and everything's going to be a mess. What an entry for this royalty. I said, well, Baba, please help me. I don't want to do anything funny now. So, and I was very angry with Baba, you know. I said, Baba, must you do this in Japan also, Baba? I've followed all my life in India, but must you do it in India and Japan also? So anyway, I remembered him. I said, goodbye, Baba. And as we entered the dining room, my feet just sank in such thick carpets, you know. And now, that's in itself is a difficult thing. I have to pick my feet up and tread very gently so that I just don't trip. You know, you can trip over there too. And I took Baba's name. I said, Baba, please, Baba, take care of me now. And we sat down and we had a nice meal and I enjoyed the cabaret. But I'll never forget that falling down in Japan. Yeah. So these are my goodbye Baba stories. Which Baba, I fall sometimes in Merazad now and again. And sometimes I venture out. You see, after it rains in Merazad, the soil becomes very slimy. And I try to go out for something. My sister gets very angry with me, girl. She said, must you go now? Do you know you always fall? You'll slip now and break your arms or thing. And mind you, nobody's going to look after you. Standing up here like that. I said, go ahead. but it's leaking there. I must go and put a pail in that dispensary. Everything will get wet. She said, never mind, let it get wet. But don't you start falling. But one day, I remember I just had a bath and I came out. And I don't know, I went there to the dispensary for something. And the soil was very skiddy there, I didn't realize. And I had an umbrella in my hand. And swoosh, I went down, holding on fast to that umbrella. I don't know why. And I said, goodbye, Baba. Goodbye, Baba. And one of the servants, the gardeners, was in the garden. And he just kept on looking at me. He couldn't realize what I was doing there. And he said, why, what happened? I said, can't you see me to ask me what happened? Don't you see I've fallen down? I said, can't you see me? I'm all in this mud. And I had a white dress on too. And I was all with mud. I had to go and have a bath again and wash my clothes and everything. I said, Baba. So I'm very careful when I tread everywhere here on my travels too. And in LA, I remember when I got on the stage, there were a million wires. And I said, I'm going to fall here. I'm certainly going to fall here. So I had to, kick aside the wires and very gently find a space where I could get over all these videos and lights and, there were so many things going on while you talked. So all these wires were on the platform and I was really scared there. So that's my goodbye Baba stories, and I think it's 11 o'clock.
I think there's one other. I think there's one of your luggage falling when you first arrived in Australia. Your luggage fell.
This man was responsible for it. Jimmy.
When you first arrived in Australia, your luggage fell. Instead of carrying forward, luggage fell.
Yeah.
Falling.
That was, we arrived in Melbourne.
If I'm permitted,
Sorry.
You speak. When we arrived in Melbourne, we were trying to catch, our plane was already delayed in, where did we take off from? Auckland. Yeah. Hobart. Auckland. We took off from Auckland, and we come to Melbourne. But in Auckland, our plane was delayed because somebody had a heart attack. So the plane had to be taxied again to the terminal. That person had to be taken off, his luggage to be sorted out from the cargo, and that took us 1 hour by the time we took off. And now we have a plane waiting for us at Melbourne to go to Hobart. So we arrive at Melbourne and we are in such a rush trying to get our luggage off, running here. I'm asking for a wheelchair. I get my wheelchair. I'm on the wheelchair already. And we try to catch the plane. But we are told that it's only 5 minutes now. The plane is taking off. We are running through that airport and we come to the lift and the power has failed. I cannot go up. On my wheelchair, they had to carry me up on the lift. I'm lucky I didn't get on and the power failed, otherwise I'm still stuck there. The generator had failed or something and the lifts were not working. So the man on the wheelchair was very brave. He said, don't worry, I'll take you up the escalator. I said, no, please let me walk. I don't want to walk. And he said, don't worry, I've never let anyone down. I said, please, I want to walk. He wouldn't let me. He said, lady, sit down, don't worry. So he takes me backwards on the escalator, mind you. And I said, sure, going down. And then Alan, who was traveling with me, he's from Japan, and he's taken the trolley with our luggage and he's coming on the escalator right behind me. And I said, Alan, please, you'll fall. He said, no, don't worry. He's got all our baggage on it. And as the man is pulling me out on the top step, Alan is falling with the luggage and he just manages to get out. These people from Marble House from Melbourne, Jimmy and Jasmine and George, they're all there they had seen Dolly and Jal off and said goodbye to Dolly and Jal, and they said, we'll say hello to Katie and Ellen as they're going through Melbourne again. And I see them and I say, but I'm not coming to Melbourne, I'm going to Hobart. And Jimmy is trying to reach me and he can't understand, they didn't know Ellen. And he can't understand, who's this man? keeping us away from Katie, you know, just going round and round her and with his luggage and all. And he's trying to push his way to come to me. And I didn't realize. And then he's pushing them away. So at last I said, poor man, he's trying to reach. So before that trolley could land over, Jimmy's flat on our bags, you know. He was right, the bags are all scattered. Jimmy's on the bags. And Alan looks at him. I said, Alan, he said, Baba Lava. He was going to get very angry. I said, Alan, this is Jimmy and this is Jasmine and this is George. I said, they come to see us. Oh, they're Baba people. Oh, yeah, yes, Baba people, please. Pick up the bag and don't get angry.
I did the somersault over the bag.
Oh man, it was such a sight, I tell you. Everybody, and we try to, and we say, hi, hello, we have to catch a plane, you know. So we run there, and the plane just took off, and we couldn't go. So Jasmine is all excited. Oh, lovely, then we can come to our house. George and Jasmine, they put us in the car, we go to their home, and we have a nice cup of tea, and we sit there, and then they bring us back for the next flight. So that's another thing. So, all right, now you tell your story.
Tell us about we started Baba Lights.
Or shall we go for jealous man Baba story? Alright.
Jealous.
Here is Maria Papa from Italy. She is a very old Baba lover, and she comes to Bombay. And her son, who is supposed to be the I think he was the director in charge of finances, not a bank director, in charge of finances, not to individuals or any companies, but to nations. So he was holding such a responsible job. And his wife, she is a French woman, and she is working in United Nations in Paris. They wanted to see that Mama goes to Mehrabad in good shape. And they said, Mama, that's it. We will leave you in Bombay, and that's all. Then you make your. She said, don't worry, you know, there are people there who will take care of you. So here it's Sunday, and all three of them come and see her, because they had our address in Bombay. And right in, as they sit down on a sofa, they see a Baba picture of this real happiness picture. They looked at it. Well, they said that, look, now you take care of Mama, and then we rang up everything, taxi people and all that, and we sorted that she goes to, next day, then she goes to Marathon, and she would stay with me. On the other side, the next day, you know, we see them also, you know, from Natraj Hotel, and, you know, they take a cab, and they're international travelers. So he said, that's all right. I mean, they will go by themselves. And the ticket to Udaipur was all right. And that was it. And we saw that this is the end of it, and we will see Maria Papa when we go back to Ahmedabad. And here, what happens is, when they get down from the taxi at Santa Cruz, they take out everything and leave this girl, this lady's handbag. And the taxi driver, as she says, they are creatures. This guy knew it, that there is something there, but he never, you know, sort of made an attempt to give her, because he knew that there must be good amount of money in it. So, and all of a sudden, both of them realized that the handbag, and they even tried to chase the taxi, but it was not possible. The taxi just went by. Next day, early in the morning, I see both of them back at our house. And I said, hey, what happened to your Udaipur trip? And they said, look, this is our story. We lost our handbag, and now we have no money whatsoever. But Natraj people are very good, you know, and they have allowed us to have the same room. But yesterday we spent the whole day at the police station, and nothing was done. So they had lost everything, you know, all. And the worst thing was, he was saying that I have lost my gold card, that bank's card, which was, any amount in it, and if anyone wants to forge it or something, they can do it. So that, and it would really have a very bad impression there in the head office. So that's why he was very much worried. Then, to cut the story short, first of all, we spoke to Maria Papa, who is that below auntie, and she was happy like anything. Oh, they are in Bombay, just tell them to come back to Mehrabad, we will take care of them, because both the children were not ready to come to Mehrabad, and here it is that she wants them, and from the very beginning she was forcing them to come to Mehrabad, and they wouldn't come. Anyway, after 7 days going to all the police, assistant director of crime and all that, we went to his office, and within 1 day, we got the taxi driver, we got the bag and everything. The next day, they had to go to the port and get back all the traveler's checks and other things, and it was a New Year's. And as a special case, nowadays, as you know, that New Year's Day is not a holiday on our side. And you see, the worst thing they really they did not enjoy was that in that small courtroom, it is a police courtroom, and they were seated next to the prostitutes because they were also all arrested and all that, and they felt so bad about it, and they said, "My God, we will never have and this kind of courtroom. Baba will help us." But then they had to identify, and all those things. They got each and everything. I mean, each and every cent that they had lost, and then. In the lift, and we celebrated that day, in the evening. But the gentleman tells me, he says, Baba is a jealous Baba, jealous man Baba.
Yeah.
I said, hey, what happened? Many years helped you so much. I'll tell you this. When we came to your house, I saw Baba's picture. Like this, and he's in a good mood, and he says, I felt that he says, yes, oh, you are going to Udaipur, and then from there you are going to Jaipur, for sightseeing. That is what he feels, that Baba is speaking to him, and then he says, after we lost everything and we came next day again, he was in the same glowing mood, saying that, yeah, did you go to Udaipur? That's why I say that it is your jealous man. But one thing happened. As soon as they got the passport and everything, they went to Mecca. And Mara Papa told them that, look, it was Baba who wanted you to be here and not in Jaipur and no sightseeing business. And that is why they all came together and left together without having any sights. So it is the question of Baba.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Jal. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for coming to and sharing this anniversary and enriching it. We really loved it.
Thank you all for having us, and we enjoyed our stay very much, and we hope that you all were happy with what we could give a little of Baba and share with you. So may Baba bless you all, and may you all be happy ever and ever in his love. Jai Baba.
So that's also just like one family. Avatar.
We see you all in Mehrabad, hopefully.
Yes.
And Sydney.
Oh, yes. That's the way
Alicia and Angie.
And